Hey, Love is Strange. Apparently, I have to start every new set of episodes from different sessions with the video messages. But so this time, here's the thing. My capture from this session was unusable. Again, not because it didn't record, but because it didn't record properly. So it's, oh jeez, what the fuck is my hair doing? Didn't record properly, so I couldn't just redo the whole thing. Otherwise, it would have been out by now. Because in this session, I recorded all the way to the very end of Chloe's romance line, which, like, dude, those are all of my first emotions to it. Like, I can't just give that up. I can't just hi Tracer. Oh. Speaking of gay things, I love her. Anyway, like, I couldn't just, like, record another session. I don't want to just, like, fake those emotions. So I've been putting off for months now is I'm about to embark on an epic journey to re-record just the gameplay footage to the audio track, which is going to be as much fun as it sounds, I'm sure. Oh, hello, bar. Yeah, so that's going to be awesome. Trying to time every button press to the original, so expect them to not quite line up. But yeah, I'm going to go through all that, and then, hopefully, I'll get to play the rest of the girls. And then, I'll look up the other stuff that this team has done. Because they put out something else, which I'm excited for. Man, I recorded this in, like, April 2016, and that was, like, before I had an undercut. Like, that was before I was blonde. I think it's before I owned this hat, certainly before I owned this top. I got this, like, last week. So it's, like, fucking insane, like, the amount of time this is taking. Love is Strange, Session 2. I am a little tired, a little bit salty again from having had to restart this capture several times, not because like I lost capture or anything like that, but because the game just kept crashing, so I didn't actually get anywhere, but it was still annoying. But hey, camera is on this time, hopefully, unless it's screwed up again. And Morty. Yeah, and those who were hoping to be free of the burps, nope, I'm drinking soda today, which I stole from a friend's house a couple of hours ago in a ridiculous novelty can holder thing that he himself gave me and bought for me. So more gross Rick burps. And yeah, Facecam's back because in just a couple minutes here, I'm going to get to a point I have not been. I'm so full I might never eat again. Chloe was right, and Joyce was excited to see me, probably because it meant having another helping hand in the kitchen. The two of us ended up doing most of the work, which is likely the way Chloe planned it. Still, we made so much, and ate so much, that I don't think I'm going to be able to move again for another couple of hours. Chloe and I are oh my god, already fumbling. Chloe and I are on her bedroom floor now, sprawled underneath an admittedly very half-hearted blanket fort, made up of all the pillows we could find, and a blanket propped up by Chloe's bedpost and her lamp. This is definitely a fire hazard. Just like me. She's lying on her back, arms folded under her head, and I'm on my elbows, leaning back. We've drawn our knees up to conserve space, but our legs are still bracketed around each other. I'm exhausted. It's only, what, 7-ish? Maybe that's not a bad thing, though. Maybe we'll get to bed at a reasonable hour after all. I don't even want to tell you what time it is for me right now. Chloe groans, shifting a little to spread her arms out wide. Reasonable hour. Oh, right. Because of the contest. What, have you started coming up with a game plan yet? I tilt my head back. Chloe doesn't pay a lot of attention in photography class, but I know she'll do her best with whatever I ask of her. The contest is a lot of pressure on its own, but having Chloe's goodwill resting blindly on me is heavy too. Sort of. Oh, I just love this little Max. This Max drawing. I'm sure I've said it before, but it's cute. I love all the drawings in this game. They're all really beautiful. The sprites, I guess I should say. The lighthouse should be a good place for this specific shot because it's you and me, right? And we have so many memories there. Chloe nods a little bit. Her bare feet tap against my ankle. What's going to be hard is working with the wide shots. Everything at the lighthouse is so big. It's going to be hard to capture it all. Still, I think it'll work out. I mean, if you're the subject, I think... There's a loud creak of a floorboard beneath us, and Chloe comes up onto her arms in a matter of seconds, eyes wide and wincing as her wrists crack. If I'm the subject? Her surprise startles me too, and I nearly lose my balance, upsetting the blanket slightly and hitting my elbows a little too hard against the floor. I thought Chloe already assumed she would be the subject, but in retrospect, I guess the both of us were too distracted to actually talk about it. I turn a little red. Kind of careless, Max. Yeah, I thought... But I didn't ask. Sorry. So if you don't want to, that's totally... No, I mean, I'll do it. I just... She glances away, and it takes me a second to realize she looks a little shy all of a sudden. It's such an unfamiliar expression on her that it takes me a second to recognize it. If you wanted a model, you should have asked Rachel.
You're already in my photos. Ugh.
No, I think I continue to go with the choices I said last time. You're eye-catching, babe. You're plenty eye-catching yourself. The second it's out of my mouth, I feel a flush climbing up my neck. Chloe props herself up higher on her elbows, grinning at me. Are you hitting on me? Now I'm the one who has to look away. She just laughs, but I can feel her still watching me, waiting. The point is, I'm not that worried about centering the shot if you're the subject. When I glance back at her, she just nods, mock thoughtful, then grins at me again before lowering herself onto her back again, hands behind her head. Sure. Okay. Well, if you're not worried, I'm not worried. Well, I think that covers that topic. Besides, photography is something that happens in the moment. It's not really something you can plan out in advance. It's kind of romantic that way. Oh, I look at Chloe again, but she's still looking up, away from me. I wish I knew what she was thinking about. Chloe and I can read each other so well, but there are still moments where I can't get in her head. The silence is broken a little by the sound of Joyce passing underneath the stairs, singing softly to herself. Chloe's fingers curl up.
Oh, pouty.
So you've already talked to Joyce? About you going? Chloe glances down at me in surprise, then grimaces and looks back up at the ceiling. I knew it would be an uncomfortable subject, but I'm hoping for the best. Yeah, I mean, it didn't exactly go smooth. She cried, Max. It was fucking brutal. I hum sympathetically. Mom tears are the absolute worst. But in the end, she understood. She wants me to be happy. Kind of like what you said yesterday. She said she was the same when she was young, too. Her and, my dad. She said with the gene pool I had, she shouldn't have expected anything less than a free spirit. Like a bird. I can't think of a better way to describe Chloe. Joyce may have come down to roost, but the Price women were meant for flight. Chloe grins lazily up at me. Bird of prey. Then her grin falters, and she comes up on her elbows again. What about you? Me? Yeah. Are you a bird, Max? Her voice is light, teasing, but there's a serious sort of look in her face I can't quite decipher. Unsure, I just chuckle, lean back, and close my own eyes. Sure. There's a sudden tug at my foot, and I almost come unseated. I prop myself back up on my forearms and look back up at Chloe in surprise. Her fingers are still wrapped around my bare ankle, and there's a searching, almost severe look in her eyes. I'm serious. Seriously asking if I'm a bird? Max. Bitch, I could be. No. I mean, I could be. I think. One of her eyebrows raise, and her thumb brushes past the knob of my ankle. I try really hard not to shiver this time, but she grins anyway. I kind of feel like she's testing me somehow. Well, I don't know if I am a bird, but I'd like to be one. Really free. Getting to see so much of the world. Going wherever it's warm, that's nice. And, you know, that bird's eye view. When I glance up from her hand around my foot, she's staring at me. Her expression is curious, but she looks pleased. A smile tugging on the corners of her mouth, and I feel like I passed. Well, I think you could be one. She lets go of me and comes up to sit a little straighter. Both of us curled forward towards each other. Thanks, Chloe. That means a lot, coming from a professional peacock like you. Fuck you, I'd be a way cooler bird. I like how they've graduated from being pirates to being dinosaurs. That's nice. Anyway, between you and my mom and Rachel, everyone who actually matters knows now. Well, that's good, right? No loose ends. She looks away from me again, lips curling a little. I hate putting it like that. Something's definitely up with her. I'm not sure if it's something I'm supposed to ask after or leave alone. But Chloe knows I'm nosy, so I think she expects it when I push myself forward on my hands towards her. Are you feeling okay? She glances at me, surprised, then away again. I'm fine. Nervous? That gets her to look back again, and for a minute I think I've misstepped, but then she gives me an airy, disbelieving chuckle. Kinda. I nod.
trying for a sympathetic and knowing expression, but I must screw it up because she immediately shakes her head. It's not whatever you're thinking. I'm not nervous about, like, driving or where I'm gonna go or whatever. It's just... Her mouth keeps moving for a moment after her voice trails off, and it's unsettling. I don't think I've ever seen Chloe wordless before. Her lack of a brain-to-mouth filter is worrying sometimes, but at least it's consistent. This time I have to lean a little to the left to catch her eyes again, and she meets them, a little wary. Then tell me what I should think. Chloe, I'm not mad at you. You know that, right? I want to know what's going on with you. I want to get it. Like you said yesterday. It's not like you owe me explanations or anything, but you know you can still tell me anything, right? And I'll listen. I want to be there for you. She startles me when she leans forward, not breaking eye contact. For a second, our faces are very, very close. Then she crosses her arms across my knees and rests her chin there, looking up. You already are here. Her calves are pressing in around mine now, arms heavy where they've draped over my kneecaps, and I swallow. She's grinning up at me, cat-like and intrigued. Come on, I was being serious. I curse myself for stuttering, but Chloe doesn't seem to notice. Just pushes herself off my knees again. I'm being serious too. Max, it's just cool that you're here. It's cool that we can still hang out and that you're making this time for me and being a dumbass. Being a dumb... But she just laughs, stretching her arms over her head and then flipping up the edge of the blanket beside her. Chill. Anyway, I'm in a movie mood. It'll help us digest. You got any suggestions? Okay, so first of all, that mood and that exchange and and you just gotta and you gonna and then things that yeah. I want to say Final Fantasy Spirits Within, but I have to say Donnie Darko. I'd rather watch the Spirits Within. Fight me. I'd rather watch it. What about Donnie Darko?
Morty.
Chloe thinks about it for a second, then nods agreeably. Okay, now I'm having this trouble again. I was having the first session where I keep hitting advance and nothing happens. There it goes again. Okay, but you can't complain when it pisses me off. That movie makes no fucking sense. Pisses you off. You've watched it more than I have. Sure, whatever you say, Jake Gyllenhaal. Does that make you Gretchen? Sounds good to me. She was cute in that movie. She tugs me up by my hand as we make our way out from the crumbling fort, then slides an arm around my shoulders, easy as anything.
Oh, Morty.
She's still really warm. I don't know if it's because of the blanket fort or because of me or because of her, but it's nice to lean into anyway. It's Thursday! And we're back in class, and it's the end of an episode! So, thank you so much for watching. As always, links to the game description any advice on how to date the other girls. I don't know if I'm gonna finish Chloe before I get any episodes. Recording was a mistake. My allergies are still fucked up because I was in a house with a big dog and a cat and shit like that. And wow, this is really I should stop looking at my pajamas and just say thank you for watching. Advice specifically on dating Victoria, I definitely want that. Anything you can leave in comments or whatever to that end, I would greatly appreciate. And yeah, I hope to see you next time. So bye.
Here's a pro tip to all you baby gays. When the world is getting you down, you can filter out heterosexuality with plaid curtains.
Bye.